Jefferson Graham is here. You can find him on Photo Walks TV on YouTube. He's growing his YouTube channel. Jefferson, welcome back. When did you get back into the United States?
Saturday,
Oh, okay.
classic. I left Japan at 6 p.m. Saturday night, and I got home at noon on Saturday.
Okay. So how was it? I mean, I've been following you. Obviously, I saw some of the pictures that you were taking. And every time I look at a picture that you take, Jefferson, I was like, I wonder how many times he moved around to get the perfect shot, because you always tell us, keep moving around until you get the shot. So how was it?
It was great, and I had a really good time. My way of traveling is different from how many people do the overseas trips, where they go one place every day or one place every 2 days. I stayed in the
Right.
same place for 10 days
Nice.
because that's the only way you really get to know somewhere and get to experience it. Otherwise, you're moving all the time.
Right.
It works for photography, but not for traveling. And there is more to do in any of these areas than you could ever accomplish. And if you said to me, well, what was your highlight? It's
Mhm.
always walking the back streets, going to places that people don't generally go to. And you
Right.
can only discover that by staying a little longer.
So now some of your favorite pictures, you're walking back there. Was there that golden hour over there? Was there food that was enticing your camera? Like, what were you having the best time taking pictures of?
When it rained,
Mm,
it was the highlight.
yeah.
Okay, the rain, definitely. The colors, most people don't realize this, but when it rains, the colors splash all over the ground. Particularly if you take the pictures like between 5 and 7 p.m.
Mm.
During that magic hour. I got a shot of Chinatown that is just awash in red, and I was really happy and really impressed. I also got a shot from my hotel room of people walking through Japan's Chinatown. Yes, there's a Chinatown in Japan, and everybody has an umbrella over their head, and it was a sea of umbrellas.
Oh,
So
that's
I got a big
nice.
kick out of that.
Oh, that's nice. Now, again, you can find Jefferson Graham's YouTube channel. He's on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. So right after the end of the show, hop on over and watch his show. But if you go there, Jefferson, you've actually launched kind of these mini videos that you do for all of us that have iPhones. Tell us about this.
Inspired by the one and only Kim McAllister, who one of these sessions that we were together here, I was showing off the hidden menu of the iPhone camera, and I think both of you were like busily writing things down.
I
Yeah.
was taking notes. Yeah.
Okay, and Kim said, "How come I didn't know about this? I never knew." And I think that it's that way for many people. So I kicked off this little series. It's 10 parts. It'll probably be longer. Um, Showing the hidden menus, just very simply walking people through each one of them and what they do. The other thing is that they may see it there, but many people don't have any idea
Oh,
what
yeah.
these things do.
I
For instance, I'm sure you've all tried shooting slow motion video at some point in your life, but did you know there's 3 ways to do it? There's 3
No.
options, and there's a big difference between at least 2 of the 3. And there's different ways of shooting time lapse, and there's different ways of shooting macro. So basically, I do the camera menu, the camera modes, how to shoot good portraits, and what else? A video, and a slow motion and time lapse, and what the different lenses do, and how to edit, and how you actually. It's pretty funny, people say to me all the time, they say, Jeff, what apps are you using to edit your photos? And I say, very simple, the app that's on the main screen, it's called Apple Photos.
There you go. And here's what his channel looks like. So I just have it up on the screen right now. So you have all of these, iPhone photography 101 videos. And then, of course, all the other videos that you've been doing. So there it is, Photo Walks TV. Just go to it. You've hit your 10,000 subscribers, which is
Yes.
awesome. Congratulations on that. So
Thank you.
so check out all of these videos. Now, as far as let's do the portraits. Now, I would say
Yeah.
that portraits, Jefferson, are one of the things most people would say you need to go to a professional to do. Can you give us just some hints about, if I wanted to really take a portrait? Now, when I think portrait, I think fancy schmancy, something I'm going to put in a frame on my wall. What is something that I should make sure that I have?
Okay, well, the first mistake that most people make is they take the pictures outside at let's say 2 in the afternoon when
Right.
the sun is at its worst. It feels good on your body, but we have giant shadows in our eyes. We look like raccoons, and other shadows, it gets shadows on our noses, and most people do it in direct sunlight. So the first thing I always say is go find some shade. It's nice, soft, even lighting. It's where we look our best. Go to a park, stand under a tree when it's even. Sometimes you'll stand on a tree and you'll get splotches.
Mm-hmm.
Find the even shade and pretty much hopefully, Nikki, when I come up to the Bay Area, we're going to do this together. But go find one of these areas and look at the night and day. I think in the video I show we open it up in direct sunlight, and I'm with my friend Rich, and we both look absolutely horrible. And then I just move him into the shade, and he looks great. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty simple thing to do. The other thing is people always get distracting things behind you, and
Mm.
that's not something that we want to see. We just want
No.
to see the face. So the big no-no is the tree. The tree that grows out of your head, and you probably don't notice it while you're doing it, but please do, because all you have to do is just move a little this way, as you say,
Yeah.
as you say, Nikki, or
Mm.
move a little this way, and you'll get rid of that tree or building or sign or I once did a video. Speaking, this is not a portrait, but I once did a video where it was a 3 camera shoot. It was in a hotel room. We set it up. Everything was great. And then I said to the subject, do you mind if I go to the bathroom for a minute? He said, yeah, go ahead. So I went to the bathroom, and then I came out and I forgot to close the door. And then we shot this whole interview, and all
Oh
I could see
no.
is my subject in the toilet bowl.
Oh no. Oh no. That's a bummer. Can
Yeah.
I show you a picture real quickly?
Yes, yes, you
And
can.
I want you to tell me. So, full disclosure, my niece is getting into photography. Okay. So she's been posting all these pictures on her social media. Here's a picture. To me, it seems too dark. If you were going to give her advice, is there a way of brightening a picture like that? Or is it all the timing? I don't know. Does it look like there's a filter there? I mean, what would you say to somebody like that showed you a picture like that? What went wrong? What can they do right?
Download it,
Mhm.
put it into the Apple Photos app, and click the first button, which is the magic wand, which brightens up the image.
Oh,
And
okay.
then if that's not enough, go to the second button, which is called exposure, and up it by 1. That's just move your finger across the slider, and that's all it needs.
Yeah.
Just a little boost.
Little light, little, and everybody could do that for any of those pictures.
Yeah.
I never want to mess with things. See, that's my thing. I'm like, it's just a crappy picture.
I'm not big on Instagram filters, but I think she could open up it in Instagram and
And
definitely
do the
use
same
one of the
thing.
filters to brighten it up.
Is
Okay.
there a difference between a portrait and a headshot?
Ooh,
A headshot is considered something that you put on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
You guys would have headshots on your page. If you have the Kim McAllister bio and the Nikki Medoro bio, it would be a headshot. A portrait is generally just something more. It could be more casual. It could be more studio, but it is basically the same thing. It's a picture of a person.
Yeah. One more question that I have for you, Jefferson Graham. And
Yes.
again, check him out, Photo Walks TV on YouTube. His show starts right after this one. Is it Saturday where people are going to be coming to San Francisco to take apparently this iconic picture at California and Gulf Streets? You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about?
I
And
know exactly the
have you ever taken it? And what advice do you have for people that want to take that
Well, it's
shot?
funny because I live in LA, and every November and January there is this giant crowd down by the Manhattan Beach Pier for what's called Pier Henge, because the sun will set right in between the pier, and all
Ah,
these people
okay.
come down to photograph it. It's a happening, and in San Francisco, it's a happening to get the sun right behind the Bay Bridge with the beautiful expanse of going down the hill.
Right.
I have not had the experience. In fact, I said to my wife when I saw this picture yesterday, I said, "Oh, I'm going to San Francisco Saturday morning. I'll see you on
Ooh.
Sunday." And
Yeah, is
she
that
said,
nice?
"Really?" Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. That would be really hard to get with a smartphone. That was taken with a telephoto lens, a big telephoto lens on a big camera. Just so you know, when you use a big telephoto lens, it brings images closer. So it made the sun look a lot bigger than it actually was.
Nice.
So that was taken with like a 600 millimeter lens. The biggest telephoto on the iPhone right now is a 77 millimeter.
Oh, wow. That's a big difference then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the time, of course, because you have to stand in the middle of the street, apparently, to take this picture. That's how you do it. I didn't actually have the time of it, but that looks like,
Yeah.
you know,
I have
right when the
stood
sun
in
is
the middle.
brighter.
I've stood in the middle of that street
Mhm.
in the morning, but the sun was not doing its thing. It's not too hard to find your time, particularly because if you go in the cable car tracks and there's no cable car coming up, you pretty much you're in good shape.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, exactly. They're saying about, at least according to SF Gate, they've seen anywhere from 40 to 70 people try to take the picture of that shot. I'd say the hardest part is not to get any other heads in the shot, but I guess if you have the right lens, like
Well,
you
if you have a
said,
big lens, it's not going to be hard
it
at
doesn't
all.
matter at all. All right, Jefferson Graham, check him out. The link is in the show notes. Photo Walk TV. It starts in about 45 minutes from today. From
now.
From now. Yes, I'm trying to speak.
Right after the show. Yeah.
Right after the show, just click right on over to Photo Walks TV. The link is in the show notes. Jefferson, we always love having you on. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks. Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.